A memorial service has been held for a grade 11 Mondeor High School pupil. 19-year-old Kulani Mathebula was stabbed to death, you might remember, on Wednesday while making his way to school. eNCA reporter Lindokuhle Xulu has been tracking the story from the very beginning and attended the memorial today. Lindokuhle, no doubt a very sad day for the 19-year-old's family and his friends. What were the main takeaways from today's service?
Well, a very sad day indeed there, and quite a number of people, including the community itself, very emotional there, some of them crying. But one thing that I can say had been coming out constantly, as the speakers took to the podium to just share about Kulani Mathebula was that he was a kind one. He always laughed, and one of his friends, best friend, saying that he used to laugh until his tears came out. But one thing that he really said that touched everyone, and everyone, started getting into that more emotional state again, was when the friend said at the time he started high school, he did not have any confidence, and now comes this one of these popular people in the school, and he spoke to him and he encouraged him to have confidence. So those are the messages that have been coming out from the family as well, saying that he was a person who was into photography and really loved, arts and all of that. But one thing they said was that he was a quiet person, and they would not associate him with any type of violence at any time. So those were the messages that were coming out, painting him as a kind and very passionate person about the things that he loved, particularly photography.
But beyond their grief, the Mathebula family is also not very happy with the way the police and forensic teams handled the crime scene on Wednesday. What exactly has upset them about that aspect of what is such a horrific story? Well,
for many people, it's been quite a disappointing time to see that there's a pupil who's walking to school and something like this happens. There's been a major outrage, on social media platforms, but on people in general, even the Department of Education. But one thing coming out that was really, something that took everyone aback there was when the uncle of Kulani said that it was quite disappointing to see him laying there for about 4 hours or so. He even went to Rodiport and came back, and forensics were still not done with all of the business on the crime scene. And what he said, they were quite touching when he said, when I came back, his blood had dried out and he was still there. And those are the things that they said. They said they're calling upon government, they're calling upon every official to just come together and try to help all of those that elect them into positions. But what he said there was that was quite disappointing to find that his nephew had been laying there for quite some time until media arrived, until everyone arrived. And those are the messages that they've said. They've said they're quite disappointed, but they want the next person, whoever witnesses this, God forbid, must actually be able to get help a bit faster. And all of the things that are happening at the social ills that we're seeing, they're saying community must come together and try to tackle all of these issues.
Kulani Mathebula joins a long list of school pupils murdered either by classmates or other people in and around schools in this country. His alleged killers are 3 teenage boys. One, I understand, is 13. The 2 are 15 years old. Where are we with their appearance in court and formal charges being brought against them?
Well, we understand that the 13-year-old appeared before a magistrate yesterday, in camera, of course, because of the Child Justice Act. But we understand that 2 of them, in fact, were expected to appear today. We're yet to get an update from the National Prosecuting Authority about how that went. But these are sensitive cases that are not shown on, the media spaces they do not allow anyone to be in there. I mean, I was following also the Tori Sotemane case, and I understand that the same thing is happening with that. But there's a lot of hurdles in terms of getting justice that people are calling for in such cases, because there is a law that protects children, and there's a lot of things that they need to prove before even prosecution of these children. But nevertheless, there has been a sketch of these crimes that we are seeing. And I mean, looking back at the sentencing of another pupil in Northwest, where he killed, he was convicted of killing the teacher, got 10 years. And they said that according to Criminal Justice Act, according to Child Justice Act, what needs to happen is that when there is prosecution of any person under the age of 18, imprisonment should be as a last resort when they see that there's nothing else they can do. But those are the difficulties that people might find in terms of getting justice for all of these people.
All right, eNCA reporter Lindokuhle Xulu, thank you.